Hey friends, Chase here. Thanks for clicking on the video and wanting to know what things I need help with. This is one of those videos for me that is a little hard to do. The reason why it's hard for me to do is it really kind of just opens up me to you guys in a really personal way that I've never done, to be blunt. I mean, I've talked about this kind of thing, when I've been on other podcasts and given the history of all the content that I've done and created and been passionate about through the years. But I haven't really been open and direct and straight up honest with pretty much the whole world when it comes to my thoughts and feelings about the content, the kind of stuff that I create, and some of the struggles that I honestly deal with. And is one of those things that I think it was just it was time to be honest and straightforward with what I'm feeling. And a few days ago I went to my Facebook page, my personal Facebook page, and I asked I put out a statement, it's hard to ask for help. And it's something that I've also spoken about with my wife, and it's one of those things that even, full disclosure, I'm going to counseling. Counseling is great, by the way, and I think it's an awesome thing. And but anyway, let's get back to it. I'm, like I said, being very open, honest, direct, personal right now, and I think I have to in this instance because there's throughout the years, I've lived my life where I work. I have a great job. I love what I do. I work at Como TV. A lot of you guys probably know that if you follow me on Twitter, but I work at Como TV. I'm a broadcast engineer, and I work with some amazing and awesome people in technology. And so it makes me feel kind of weird knowing that this video is probably going to be seen by a lot of my colleagues. But at the same time, this is who I am, right? I love doing this kind of thing. I love working in front of the camera, behind the camera, creating content. And I work in content, so obviously it scratches that itch. So might as well just rip the Band-Aid off and put out this video, and here it is. So I want to explain what I need help with, but before I can do that, I need to explain what exactly is GeekGamerTV, I feel. Because, yes, I have a slogan to it, Geek, Gaming, and Pinball, but it's a lot more than that to me. Basically, about 15 years ago, myself, John Kessler, Umberto Lenzi, I believe there might have been one more person there. I forget who was there at the initial meeting of the minds, but I've been doing a podcast for a while with a good friend of mine, Kyle Remley. We did a show called Hoser Chat. It was a great podcast that we did, and it kind of got me started in the content arena. I didn't do any videos or stuff back then, but I wanted to try to evolve the podcasts to something more branding and more rounded about around what I was doing. And so really GeekGamerTV was born from that. Came up with the name, registered the URL, registered it as a business. It's an LLC, and it's really evolved. But my vision for it has always been kind of this umbrella where I have a way to scratch my itches when it comes to different types of content, because I love various different things: gaming, geek, pinball. Yeah, I know that's the slogan, but all those things, right? And so I really wanted to have a home for it all, and I made a great show with Joe Falby, another great friend of mine, called Minecraft Me. It's right behind me. But and the Geek Gamer Weekly show, and Cameron and John and Joe and all the countless awesome people, Mariah, Giancarlo Lenzi, all these great people that are personal friends of mine, and they help me all the time in this podcast, scratching my itch. It's a great family of friends, and I'm eternally grateful and love them all. And and I wish I'm able to game with them more and hang out with them more, because the majority of them, except for John and Giancarlo, they all live down in the Portland, Oregon area. So I don't get to see them in the person that much. We don't get to collaborate in person on projects very often. And so, yeah, and so when I talk about needing help later on, I want to be very clear that they have helped a lot, and they continue to help. And this video is not directed towards my personal friends that have helped me throughout this, but it's also a little bit of a call out, and I'll talk about it in a moment. But one thing I do want to focus on is my pinball passion. A few years ago, I spent, building up my courage and my equipment to do pinball streaming. And back in 2013, I was really getting into it. Broadcasted the 2012 Northwest Pinball Championships very early. We saw an epic jackpot game, and it really started getting my passion towards pinball. And got involved, and actually back in the 2012 Pappas Circuit Finals, 2013, the first ever Pappas Circuit Finals, the first ever major tournament stream from the Pappas facility, thanks to the help of all the great people there, Mark Steinman, Bowen Kearns, all these great people that helped out in getting the Kevin Martin getting the stream going. And so obviously they had a Kickstarter, and things were going really well. And then I had some major personal life events happen, and that took me out of things, of everything, content creation, GeekGamerTV, everything, because I had some much bigger personal things happening in my life. But now things are good, and slowly been getting back into it. And obviously last year did the Northwest Pinball Championships and the Northwest Pinball Show, and also this year did the Northwest Pinball Championships and the Pinball Show again. So I'm really getting back out there into something that I adore. I love pinball so much, and I love streaming it and getting involved. And now seeing great personalities, Jack Danger, Deadflip, just a pinball streaming staple. Seeing San Diego Pinball just streaming, and then obviously Papa Pinball streaming, feels like every week, with their themed pinball nights, which is great. And I lurk a lot in these streams because I really long to do it and be a part of it, but I don't want to distract from anything. I just love watching and being a part of it. And so obviously in doing the Northwest Pinball Championships this past year, Jermaine, the tournament organizer director, sent out a survey, this anonymous survey, and got a lot of great feedback about the stream. There was one question about it. However, I did get a few comments in regards to the content. And that's one thing that's super, super important to me, is having good quality content when I create it. And leading up to the Northwest Pinball Championships, I had, there was some sponsorship changes. I didn't have any sponsor for the coverage, so I had to dip into my pocket and cover the rest of the equipment that I needed. And then after that, and got the stream going, I had some technical problems the day before. Got some great volunteers, but I was so focused on the technical aspect that a lot of my dreams and thoughts and aspirations for the actual content side of the stream suffered. And it was one of those things that was eating at me at the show, but I really kept it to myself. I kept things simple, but I really had a better organization of the announcers on the stream, so we wouldn't have any buddy not there for dinner breaks and things like that. And so it was gnawing at me. And so when I actually got survey responses and a few responses about that, it really got me thinking and getting upset about it personally, because I want my dream for pinball stuff, you guys, is I really think it can be there like a Rocket League, like other big top esports, where it can be great coverage and really engaging content. And I want to be there. I want to be a part of it, either in front of the camera, behind the camera, announcing. I love doing all of it. And so when I got that constructive feedback, it got me thinking, and it really got me thinking about needing help. And my friends down in the Portland area are awesome. John here locally, Giancarlo Lindsay, these are great, awesome people. But I feel I really need like more help. And when I mean by more help, it's not like financial necessarily. It's not like 1,000 people or anything like that, but help in certain areas where I have just blind spots that are just terrible at. And one of those blind spots for me is like how to really get good sponsors. I've reached out to a few companies. I've reached out to Stern and others, and I don't hear back, or they don't want to help out, or they can't right now. And so I don't know if I'm going to get sponsors the right way. Another thing is just help, like physical help. It took 14 hours to set up, and that was with a couple of volunteers to get the equipment up and going to have a really kick-butt stream at the Northwest Pinball Championships on the technical side. But if it wasn't for these extra people, I don't know what I would have done. We just got them within like the previous week of leading up to. So, that one thing, just having more help overall during broadcasts would be great. Helping moving equipment. I'm actually saving up money for a cargo trailer right now because I barely had enough room for all the equipment. Because I really want to take pinball in the Northwest to the next level. I want to like stream it and create this content. I want to create more other geeky and gaming content, and really make Geek Gamer TV this community thing where we love geek stuff, we love gaming stuff, we love pinball stuff, and I just really suck at, I don't know, just put myself out there to asking for this help, because it's just me making content, and it's something that I enjoy doing. But I know I know that in doing what I do, that I've made some awesome relationships and friendships, and I appreciate them all very much. And so I've always been helpful to a lot of you out there, and I appreciate any kind of help that you're willing to give. I'm also looking for advice and how to raise the funds to try to make this big, because that's one of my dreams. I want to see this grow, because pinball is one of those things that actually gave me and still gives me a lot of joy in my life. It goes back to childhood. There's a lot of side stories to that I could always do. So that being said, that's the kind of help I'm looking for. Help me with content, ideas, physical. I just need some help, and also to get to know all of you out there. But that's not to say, and I want to be abundantly clear, it's not to say that a good chunk of you haven't helped me along the way. Quite a few of you have definitely helped me along the way, and so I know there's a lot of you out there that have. And Ashley's a big one that pops in my head with announcing duties, and Dave Stewart, and Carl D'Angelo, and just so many people. So I really hope that this is not directed at you. This is just directed at general people in the world that want to help. Obviously, a lot of this stuff is focused in the Northwest, where I'm physically living and located. However, there's always different assistances that can happen outside the Northwest, of course. And I know since this video will reach a lot of you, wherever you're watching. So yeah, there's some me. That's Chase right there. And yeah, that's it. I want to say, if you want to help and you want to be a part, or you want to engage in the community, if you look in the links below in the description of this YouTube video, you will have many different ways to engage. We have a Discord, so you can chat. If you want to reach out to me directly, you can send me an email, chase@geekgamertv.com. That's chase@geekgamertv.com. You can also leave a comment in the video below, or wherever you see this. Everybody knows how to reach out to me. I'm pretty available. But I just want to say thank you very much for taking the time to watch this. And if you've made it all the way through to the end, I really do appreciate it. Thanks again. And hey, if you're on Twitch, follow me there, twitch.tv/GeekGamerTV, and you'll see everything that I do, geek, gaming, pinball, and all that fun stuff. Anyway, that's it. This is one of the least cleanest videos I've ever done, but I felt it was important to bring you this video straight, uninterrupted, unedited, just me talking to you, and you guys can know a little bit about some of the struggles and kind of weird things that I deal with on the adventures of creating content. And obviously a lot of you now have some inside knowledge of me. So it's good to know you more. Hopefully you get to know me more. Thanks for watching, and see you guys online. Take care.